Feisties, you're probably already thinking about your 2026 goals. Maybe it's pinning on a race number, hanging strong on that one group ride that's really always a race, or finally tackling an epic cycling adventure. Whatever your goal, it starts this winter. Our Feisty Winter Training for Cyclists is a 16-week group coaching program for women who want to train smart, ride strong, and thrive together. Led by Coach Sharina Bishop-Gordon, the program kicks off December 1st and runs through March 31st. You'll get structured rides, weekly strength sessions, and expert-led education that explains the why behind your training. You'll learn how your body adapts, how to fuel it well, and how to make training fit your life, not the other way around. You'll also be part of a supportive community that gets it, where you can ask questions, share wins, and laugh through the tough workouts together. So this winter, let's lay the right foundation, build your strength, confidence, and community, and have a lot of fun doing it. To join Winter Training for Cyclists, go to feisty.co and look for the yellow banner at the top of the page. To save $50, use the code TRI50, TRI50, all one word, TRI50, to save $50 at feisty.co. All right, welcome, Feisties. Everyone is back this week. Joanne is here while she's still in Spain. Katie is back from, well, sort of from the flu. And we have Indy Lee with us. Indy, are you back in the UK or are you still in Spain too?
Yeah, I'm back in the UK. Yeah, after a week in Spain, back at home.
Okay. So you're not, Joanne sent us a video of like street performers as we were getting on the podcast. So she's still like living it up, I guess.
I have 2 days holidays. Technically, I'm on my holidays until Friday. So I'm taking an hour's break from my holidays to be here with you this evening.
Okay.
My voice is so rough.
This is holiday.
This is holiday.
Visiting us.
You guys, I miss you so much. It's been so long. And my voice is rough. Oh my God, it's still rough.
Well, then I feel like that answers what was going to be my first question, which is, how was 70.3 Worlds? Was it fun?
Oh my God. It was, but it was probably the most hectic schedule I have worked of a world championship event since I started. Yeah. Oh my God, my voice is really bad. I didn't talk to anybody today. Bar to ask the guy at dinner for a glass of rosé wine about an hour ago. Yeah, it was amazing. It was so good. Precision Fuel and Hydration came on board as the partners and the title partners. And when I tell you that they didn't just bring the precision, they brought the passion and the fun. They absolutely did. It was just the elevation of the race was insane in terms of the activations that they did. And then all the stuff that was going on around it. Like you had the general race, pre-race build-up, like Parade of Nations, the press conference. We had a Women for Tri breakfast. But the precision guys hosted a 70.3 meter dash. So there was a pro-am invitational on Wednesday. Then we actually had a pro-am with the CEO and the chief business officer and a few of the CEOs of the partners. So we had
I saw Win Republic.
Yeah, so Luke McKenzie, he actually won it. Johnny Ty from Precision took part. Sean O'Shea from Zoot. Chris from Quintana Roo. Two of the guys from Roca. Mark Matthews took part. Rinny Crowe. And a handful, literally, of people doing a 400 meter swim and an 8K run. That was lots of fun. But the 70.3 meter dash on the Wednesday, the Thursday, and the Friday was probably some of the most ferocious racing I've ever seen. There was rugby tackles, there was elbows flying, there was people being pushed out of the way around the precision hydration bottle. Like the fun that they brought to the event. They were walking around their pajamas. They had cocktail hour every day in the expo. Just loads of like the build up stuff. There was a lot of fun. I think Indy, you'll probably agree with me on all of that. You probably got to enjoy a bit more than I did because I literally was going from event to event to event to event that I was hosting as opposed to being able to participate in some of the activities that were happening.
Well, did you participate, Indy?
I did. No, unfortunately, I didn't participate. But yeah, like Joanne said, I think the whole like event weekend / week build up felt bigger than like other 70.3 worlds that I've been to, and I think Precision Fuel and Hydration have a big part to play in that because they just like really went for it. Yeah.
Oh, I heard they like built out a whole thing, but I couldn't even figure out what they had built. Like, something crazy?
Yeah.
There was
Like
loads
some
of
huge like bar thing.
Yeah, there was a cocktail bar in the actual Ironman village, but the infrastructure that was put in place to facilitate 6,500 or 6,300 athletes actually flowing and moving around the place. There was a Ruby bridge over transition. There was a precision fuel and hydration bridge over the run course. There was a bridge that the athletes had to run up and around to participate in the course. Like it was just seemed to have been much bigger on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was more athletes, right? Like, I think this was the biggest one because, like, the last biggest one was like 5,000-ish athletes.
Yeah.
So this was bigger.
Yeah, so 6,300 athletes from 114 countries, nations, and territories.
Did you say that a lot of the weeks? You practiced that?
And I said fuel and hydration Ironman 70.3 World Championship as well. Rolls off the tongue now. It didn't the first few hours, but it does now. Yeah, but no, they were great.
You should see all the world triathlon athletes try to do triathlonlive.tv. Watch us at triathlonlive.tv. We can't even handle that. So I'm pretty impressed by you.
Yeah, no, it was really good. And then like the racing was just off the charts. Like it was so good. Maybe Indy, you probably saw more of the action than I did because
yeah. So I was gonna say, Indy, tell us. So obviously, like you had to pull out kind of last minute, which you know, I mean, I was surprised more people weren't like kind of struggling with recovery post Kona because you guys had such a short turnaround. So yeah, tell us like what happened there, and then like, did you get out on course and cheer people on then?
Yeah. So yeah, basically the turnaround. I always knew the turnaround after Kona was going to be pretty tight, and also the course in Marbella like requires such like different strengths to what you needed in Kona. And yeah, I got out there on the Tuesday and did a course recce, kind of trying to do race pace up the climbs. And I was like so far off where I needed to be, or where I wanted to be able to line up and like feel competitive. And so yeah, I guess you could say that I like my head wasn't really in it after that, and I'm not really bothered about lining up and just completing the race just to complete a race. Like I want to go in and be competitive. So yeah, it was a tricky decision to make, but I think I'd rather make the decision not to start rather than start and then have a bad day and spend like 4 hours in my own head, like berating myself and telling myself that I'm rubbish. And then that's like a whole snowball thing for a few months of being, a bit miserable. So I was proactive and decided I wouldn't start, which then meant that I got to support. And like it was crazy racing. Like I went down to the swim start for the women's race, and the crowds there were incredible.
Really?
I heard Joanne's voice all day. And yeah, it was really cool to watch. But then I guess after the swim you couldn't really see that much, and so I went off for a little run, and then I came back and waited for the run. And on the run you could kind of like dart around the town quite a lot and see them in loads of different places. And so that's what I did, and it was really fun. And I've sort of lost my voice, so that's how much fun I had.
You're the first player to have lost their voice. I can tell you the amount of people who contacted me to say, oh my God, how do you still have a voice? I lost mine after for the women only. You know, and then they went and tried to do the men's race as well. So
I don't know how you do it, Joanne. Like
I've been sent
I talk for half an hour a day and I'm done. You're like 8 hours going strong.
A few videos of like the finish line. So on Saturday, I missed a lot of the finish line because of, say, calling the winners down the line, then doing the podium presentation. But then like within half an hour, I was doing Pro Series presentations and then the press conference. So by the time I got back to the finish line, it was probably 3:15 and we finished at 6. So I only had like 2.5 hours.
Only.
That's nothing. Like because it was busy, but it wasn't that busy. But then on Sunday, the roles switched. So Paul was gone. We had an extra like nearly 1,000 athletes. So from 12:30 until 2:30, I did that pretty much on my own. And if you listened back to it, it's like representing and from and like trying to call every person's name. Oh my God, it was insane, but I loved it. Like I was buzzing. I was like, I'm having the best time of my life here. I'm trying to call everybody's name in and trying to say something different for people and just like get the pronunciations right and whatever. But the racing itself
was crazy.
It was so good.
It was so good. Yeah.
So then in the women's race, let's talk about, obviously, Taylor and Lucy, I mean, kudos to them because somehow they were able to rally in the last 4 weeks. And I think it probably like taking some very hard time recovery rest, like set them up well for this. I will say I did not expect that we were just going to have another battle between the two of them, but.
Yeah, well, I saw the post about like being written, like each of them having been written off by, and I was like, oh yeah, I might have been one. Like I might have been one of them, just because it wasn't just not finishing; it was like medical.
Yeah, like complete depletion.
Yeah.
And then they've like come back from that.
Taylor did talk about this in the press conference because and I'm going to paraphrase because I didn't watch the whole press conference. I only saw bits of it in the expo when I was there because Paul was doing the interviews. But she talked about, you know, people would say, you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't race. You went too far into the red in Kona, completely exhausted, heat exhaustion, whatever it was. And you shouldn't race. And she's like, well, what's the test? Give me the test. I'll do
Give me the test.
Brain scan. You know, Taylor is all about data. And she, you know, she's not wishy-washy. She's not, you know, she doesn't want you to tell her you can't do it. Well, if I can't do it, tell me why I can't do it. What's the test? And so she was very straight about, you know, wanting to make sure that she wasn't going to damage herself, but also needed the data to back that up. And one of the things she said in the post-race press conference, I hosted that, but I think what she said is, you know, she was glad she raced and now she's not questioning herself. You know, did she do damage? If she hadn't raced, would she now go into the off season going, maybe I'll never race again, you know? So I think Lucy and Taylor, from what I can recall in the press conference, and it is a bit of a blur at this stage. So if anybody's watching, wants to go back and listen to it, you might be as well off going back to that. But that it set them up that their belief in their ability and their belief in their bodies, the point was proven that they could come back and they could race. And now they're not going into the off season thinking, gosh, did Kona damage me for my season? Yeah.
Lucy also came across that finish line, maybe had a little fuck yeah under her breath there, and looked very, you know, very happy to have that.
Yeah, and then Lucy's, so Reese's granddad passed away since she came home from Kona, and that funeral was happening on Monday. So a really, really tough time for Lucy to come home, and they were very close to Reese's grandfather as well. So, and Lucy's speech on Monday at awards was heartbreaking. Like, it was absolutely, I don't know how she held it together because I was crying backstage. You know, so the two girls, I mean, they absolutely pushed it to the limits again, I think. And maybe the race dynamics would have been slightly different if Kat Matthews hadn't had that calf strain, because she was running like a demon.
Just flying. Yeah. Absolutely flying. Yeah.
I will say though, Kat was flying and like maybe would have caught up to them. Lucy is a fast runner now. I think a lot of us in our heads still think like, oh, she's a pretty good runner, but like, no, she ran like a 1:17. She is hands down a very fast runner now. Yeah.
And the elevation on that bike course was 1,700 meters. So it's the same elevation as Kona, except Kona's twice the distance.
Sure. Was it, like, since you guys were there, how hard was it? I was just looking at some of the amateur times, and the amateur times sometimes can tell me a little bit more about how hard it is. Cause like, obviously the front pros are the front pros. The amateur winning times were slow. And so I was like, it must've been a hard day.
So they got choppy in the swim, Indy, didn't it? After
the swim was really choppy, and like the current was slow. And then, the bike course is hard. Because even though there's like long downhill drags, I think the wind was like, it was a headwind on the downhill. And so like that's slowing you down. And then the tailwind on the uphill like helps a bit, but obviously you're still going uphill. But yeah, it is a slow course.
And then the boys, the next day, the wind picked up.
Oh, really?
The last age group started at 10:02 on Sunday morning, and I moved to the roundabout for the pros coming in for 10. I was there 10:30, we'll say, and I was being blown out of it at that point.
Yeah, it was super windy.
Super windy. And there was rolling waves, like rollers on the beach at the finish line all day long. So it definitely got tougher. The boys got a tougher day maybe than the girls. But it's incredible racing.
You know what kind of sucks though over here, and maybe I don't know if Katie said, but it's basically middle of the night here if you want to watch it, and the only coverage in the US is on Outside Watch, which you can watch live for free, but if you want to watch it on a replay, you have to be an Outside Plus member, and the replay doesn't go up like immediately. Like you can't just like wake up in the morning and like rewind.
And then
you have to like wait. So that's like not awesome for everybody in the US. So
well,
I start just watching the live timing.
Kona, we have to watch Kona through the night over here. So.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, here's my last question for you guys about 70.3 Worlds. The last couple of years, it's been late. It's been like after the Ironman World Championships, you know, like November, December. Next year, I think it's going back to before. Which do you prefer?
Yeah, before.
Oh, really?
Definitely. Yeah. Well, for two reasons. I think it's easier. Obviously, it's easier to prepare for an Ironman, but to do it 70.3 than Ironman, because the 70.3 can be like good prep, and then recovering off an Ironman like is harder. But then also, I think for the Pro Series, it's really cool that it would finish like at the Ironman World Championships, because it's like that's the big one, you know.
Sure.
Especially now it's back in Kona, like there'd be more on that race. And then you get to do the whole like end of year thing in Kona.
Sure. Because I was going to say, I think part of the like why it was so fun this year is because it is this end of the season party for everybody. So I don't know. I kind of like that too. I'm like split. All right. Ironman Pro Series. That was the other thing this past weekend. So obviously,
sorry, Kelly. I thought you were going to talk about the end of season party.
Well, you told me we weren't allowed to talk about it on air, so it's not kosher.
There wasn't a party.
No.
What party?
No.
What happened?
I definitely didn't see Joanne there.
What happens in Marbella stays in Marbella.
Oh man.
Let's just say there was a lot of aye captain.
Oh yeah.
Ahoy there, sailor.
Ahoy there, sailor. In Puerto Banús.
Oh my goodness. We're just going to take a long pause right there.
Everyone can fill in the gaps.
To be fair, there was two parties, Kelly. There was a party on Saturday night after the women's race, and then there was the post-race party on Sunday night. But I was hosting awards on Monday morning, so I had to really behave myself, be in bed like Cinderella at 12 o'clock on Sunday night, so I could be up at 7 o'clock on Monday morning to go back to work.
That is what's nice about, well, one about the racing first, you can party both nights, but two, about 70.3 Worlds, you don't have to like, you can just go out after 70.3 Worlds, as opposed to like Kona, you have to, you know, then it takes all day, then the party's the next day. There's no partying the night of Kona. No.
Well, no, because the finish line
vote for short course.
Yeah. Was that Katie?
I said, there you go, a vote for short course. You know, we're very efficient.
Anyway, the Ironman Pro Series.
The Pro Series, right. So like Andy kind of said there, obviously this year it finished with 70.3 Worlds. And Kat ended up winning. Solveig was second. But then you did have this thing where like Lisa Purder was third, Jackie Herring was fourth, and both of them had opted out of racing 70.3 Worlds coming off Kona. So then it is like a little odd because it's like the final culminating race, but like half the people were there.
They only did the podium for the top three, so it was just Lisa that was missing on the day, which was a pity. But Kat actually, did you see this, Indy? Kat's brother gave her it's on a fireman's lift. She basically sat on his shoulders and carried her from wherever they were.
Her little brother
up to the Pro Series presentation because of her injury.
Oh, that's what that was about. I thought she was just getting a ride from like a random stranger, and I was like, oh, okay.
and
no, they are related.
Okay,
yeah. Mark did approve.
Yeah.
One of the cool things, actually, and I don't know if you guys have seen it on the socials, but after the women's press conference on Saturday, Lucy walked back through the athlete recovery area where all the girls were having their post-race food. and they saw her coming in. Now, I was just ahead of Lucy because I was heading back to the finish line. And the next thing, the whole tent exploded. I don't know if you've seen that on.
I have.
Yeah, I saw that video. It's so cool.
I was so emotional. I started crying again watching it. It is fabulous. It was like as if Lucy's been elevated to like global superstar celebrity status. It's the first time I've ever seen a triathlete get the same sort of traction that
Oh, really?
a musical celebrity or a Formula One person or a footballer, somebody who's in the media getting. And it was just so heartwarming to watch. It was very, very cool. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you go and look at it on the Ironman Instagram page. It's brilliant.
It is really cool.
Well, also, it's just like the energy with this race, like you were saying. I think because the races were good, but also you could feel it from not even being there, which I don't think is normally the case for triathlon. I felt like this one, it was exciting and you didn't have to be there to like be in person to feel that.
Did it make you want to do a 70.3, Katie?
I've always wanted to do a 70.3. I just ran out of priorities, I guess. I'm not sure I'm going to have a comeback.
You're not sure.
But...
You could do like Michaela Jones won the 55 to 59 age group. So yeah, you could like come back when you're 40 something, 51. There you go.
Okay. I've got 5 years to find some motivation for that.
To Europe next year, you need to just do a race in America and qualify and come over to Europe.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think the priority will be seeing friends and reuniting with friends. I was actually talking to Non-Stanford about that. I was like, we need races because I'm never going to see my friends again in person. Right. I see them all the time on TV.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. Well, this is our new goal for Katie. The rumor is 70.3 Worlds is going to be back in the US for 27. So there you go. You could make that your goal.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Are you manifesting? So, Indy, just in case you haven't heard, Kelly and Katie say these things randomly, and then
not Joanne. No,
I never speculate ever. These girls have a habit of saying something, and the next thing we see a press announcement is like, "Oh my God, they were right."
I'm just telling you, in my non-triathlon universe, in like I know things in California, there's been rumors about bids going in
California.
So who knows?
Interesting. Well, we were talking about it as well, and like we were saying that it's got to be back in the US.
It does have to be back in the US.
It hasn't been there for a while, right?
Yeah. So it's also like due. So it's like, and it won't be in 28 or 29 because that's Nice.
No, exactly.
So
yeah. So it's got to be. Yeah.
So now the three of you are manifesting. Mm-hmm. Okay. We wait.
Just so you know. So then Katie can do it. There you go.
Okay,
see?
awesome.
There we go. Put my name on the start list. I'll be the first one.
You could be like Tanya Neubert and Georgia Taylor Brown, who had done limited Ironman 70.3 races and ended up in the top 5. So 2 Ironman 70.3 rookies in the top 5 and 2 Ironman 70.3 world champions in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did want to point out that 6 out of 10 of the top 10 do have a similar background.
They're all WTC. I was like looking.
True.
I've been waiting for a moment, and you really just handed it to
I
me.
knew you were manifesting, waiting for me to say this, Kitty, so you could say it.
Yes.
Oh wait, now I'm looking at the list. So Tanya in 3rd, Georgia Taylor Brown in 4th, Solveig in 6th, Jess Leamarth in 7th,
Hannah.
In 9th.
And then if you want to put Lucy into it, she
did dabble. She
dabbled, but chicken and the egg. I mean, it wasn't the right order.
All right. Before we move away from 70.3 Worlds and the Pro Series, does anyone have any other comments? Or was Katie waiting for anything else that she wanted to? Any other performance?
No, but I do agree with the Ironman Pro Series, like having you know how I'm coming from the short course background where like our grand final is like the big celebration of world champion for the series. So it does feel weird that like the Ironman Pro Series was celebrating without the full podium.
But then that could happen in Kona again next year.
It could.
There's no guarantee that everybody that's on the podium is going to go to Kona.
It probably won't.
Likely.
Yeah, because of the amount of points that are on the table. Like you kind of have to do it. But
Well, that's what I was going to ask, because like for us, our grand final counts for so many points that you literally have to race it. But
Yeah.
for Ironman Pro Series, is that the
well,
same?
so
for
you get
the
more
World
points
Champs
for
or no?
fulls than for halves, which is why you kind of have to do Kona, because that's even more points then. But 70.3 Worlds, if you had enough other points, you could still like do okay without having to do
Yeah, like
something.
Kat didn't finish the race, but because she'd already done a 70.3, she already had 2 70.3s, so she
Yeah.
didn't have to finish.
Okay.
And
I
she
was
still won.
very confused for a little while how she beat Solveig when Solveig finished and she didn't. But then I went and looked at
Yeah.
the math. I was like convinced they got this wrong. I was like, someone added this up badly. Like, what?
Solveig had
No.
to finish within like 1 minute and 40 seconds of the winner. For her
Yeah,
to
something
win.
like that.
It was, I don't know if that number is correct now, but that's what I have in my head. Yeah.
In order to like replace her lowest score and knock it out. Yeah.
In order to leapfrog Kat into first position.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
See, this is
Yeah,
also
that's
okay.
right, yeah.
This is my only criticism about the Pro Series. Is like I think it's been like really like kudos to Ironman for just like inventing a thing 2 years ago and then putting money behind it, and it's been really good for the pros. It's like a little confusing and like kind of hard to follow, and I don't think they've quite nailed the specifics yet, but that's okay.
Well,
It gives them like a B.
Isn't it every second you're behind the winner, you lose a point?
Yeah, I
Lose a point,
understand the
yeah.
concept, guys. I'm not saying like I don't understand.
I think that's because the last race isn't Kona, and because Kona you get the most points. It's like you go into that race and you know where everyone stands, and then it will be clearer. It'll be clearer what everyone has to do to win or like improve or whatever. But because it hasn't been the biggest race with the most points available, then it's kind of like
True.
Yeah, you get to 70.3 worlds and it doesn't really matter all that much.
Don't say that. It matters less.
So, yeah, matters less.
Every second matters.
Sorry, every second matters.
And of course,
but they matter more in Kona.
The other thing looking at,
there's more seconds in Kona.
Yeah, so many more seconds.
The other thing to look at as well, and I'm just looking at the top 10, is the amount of athletes from the UK who featured in the top 10 was fantastic.
This was going to be one of my questions for Indy when we start talking about Indy was what the hell is going on with UK British women? Why are you guys so good? So I would just like her to solve that for us.
Now,
tell us more.
I wait?
No, right now. Right now.
I don't know. I guess we just really love triathlon. And
can I tell you my theory?
Okay.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Okay. I think you all are super tough, and I've only been mostly around the Leeds women, but like no matter, well, actually, and following like some of the guys, but like no matter what the weather, the British athletes are going out in it. And I feel like there's just like a grittiness to generalizing here.
Yeah.
Your people.
Your people.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I think we have kind of like a no compromise kind of attitude where we know that the weather's going to be a bit shitty a bit crap because we've grown up in it, and you kind of like are desensitized to it, so you just get on with stuff. And then when you turn up to
and
a
then
race,
you have some good
there's
triathletes.
no issues. And then we've had like really good role models and examples of good triathletes, so it's kind of like if they can do it, then we can do it, and you just have to give it a go. Yeah.
Because it's cool too, because there's like everybody's on here is kind of coached. They're in a different environment, right? For like GB, like you expect to see a lot of people from one coach or one environment to do well, but at least it seems like there's a big mix.
Yeah, there's a huge mix. Yeah, and like everyone's in different places and training with different people, and it's pretty cool. Like, I'm pretty proud to be from like such a strong triathlon nation, which is it's nice. Like you turn up and you know that there's going to be a bunch of Brits there. So, yeah.
Do you feel, is that hard, or do you just like, do you feel like all the competitors are the same? Like when there's camaraderie on the course amongst you all, or does it matter like where you're from or not?
I think it's pretty much. I think it's the same amongst everyone in long course. it was pretty tough when I was doing short course stuff, because it meant that like it's really hard to get starts for races, so that sucks. But then once you're in 70.3, obviously like you can do your own thing, and then it's nice to have people who are from the same place as you, because they like you have like an understanding, you know. But then yeah, because you see everybody so often these days, and like you're doing so many races with the same people, then like you just become friends with everybody. Doesn't really matter where we're from. Well, I do.
I like the Brits.
I
like you guys.
All right, before we start quizzing Indy about being British, one last thing this week. T100 Dubai is this upcoming weekend. It's the penultimate race, the last race before Qatar. Indy, you're not racing it, right? No? Or you are racing?
I'm not racing.
You're not racing.
No, I was supposed to be racing, but I'm not racing. For the same reasons I didn't race.
Sure.
Not there. Yeah.
Who is still, I'm looking at the start list, and I feel like Paul is probably not racing either anymore.
No, Paul is not racing. Let me look at the start list.
I was like, who is racing? It's got to be pretty small, just coming this close after Marbella at this point, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's a full start list.
No, there was like some wild cards that were going to roll on still.
Yeah,
I thought there'd be more of a crossover from Worlds into Dubai, actually, because quite a lot from Wollongong.
It gets so hard though, like at this time of the year, like we were talking about last time, things that seem like a good idea in the beginning of the year don't seem so fun anymore.
Yeah. It's so true. Like you're so tired.
Oh no.
You just want to enjoy Christmas and get ready for Christmas, and like just like bundle up in like all your comfy clothes, and instead you're putting on layers and layers to go out and train because you've got 2 more races of the year. Anyway.
You sound ready.
I used to like timing off season with the holidays, because I'd be like,
you
take 4 weeks off.
You should have played it,
and I would be like, okay, my last race. Oh,
sorry, Katie.
No, I was just saying I used to try to time my last race so that I could enjoy the holidays and not have to train.
Well, I have nailed that this year. It's just the time between now and the last race feels like 6 months. It's like 4 weeks. But after that race, I will have Christmas off, so that is lovely.
Because you do still have Qatar. You still have Qatar left, right? I mean, all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
You're gonna have
technically everyone's got to race that,
right? So you're all gonna have to rally for 4 more weeks here.
Yeah. Which is why I'm not doing this weekend, because if I'd done this weekend, then there'd be no rallying.
And the weather is nice in Qatar as well. So I mean, you know, you could have a bit of a hot
by nice you mean just
dry,
hot.
It's not English,
hot and dry.
Because it's their hot, like it's the hot, right?
It just never gets cold. Yeah.
Maybe we won't see so many Brits at the top of this.
Yeah, maybe not.
No, I'm just kidding. Right. You will.
Yeah. I am actually escaping to Spain next week.
Oh, okay.
I've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days to get through in the UK, so I'm not going to complain.
There you go.
Where are you off to, Indy?
Lanzarote.
Okay. The storm is coming in tonight in Lanzarote. It should be gone by the time you arrive on Monday.
Well, it better be.
All right. I am looking at this list. It looks like Lucy's pulled off the list now, too.
Yeah.
So basically, we have Kate off. We have Julie Darren. Jess is still on the list. Learmonth.
She's there. She's in Dubai.
She's there. Taylor Spivey, Lisa Perderer. Hannah DeVette is still on the list. So
is Hannah Berry?
She's also there. No, Hannah Berry.
No, she's not doing Dubai. Holly Lawrence is still on the list. Sarah Perez-Sala is still on the list. Georgia Taylor Brown still on the list. So
is Lizzie Rayner. I think Lizzie is going as well, isn't she?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I really like the. Sorry.
No, you go.
Well, this is really not important. The last Instagram post when it was for 70.3 Worlds, and I don't even remember who it was from, but they like track like this person's quiet on social. It's so helpful.
Yeah.
It's so good. Tripod. So good. So good.
Yes.
But they do people were texting him, oh, I saw Taylor on my flight, she's coming. Like people like they get like all these tips, and it's really funny. So
it's so good. Yeah.
But they are doing that
Anyways,
for
not
Dubai
important.
too. If you want to follow, they're also doing that for like Dubai and Qatar. So you can keep track.
What happens? So say we're losing Lucy, Paula. Is Taylor going?
I don't think so, no.
So say out of the list of women that are there, say they lose 6 or 7 people, do they add more in?
Yeah, they have the whole system that no one understands, where like people are on the wait list and they roll on. So you can go on their website and see who's waiting. But obviously there's a point at which it's like, are you going to fly to Dubai tomorrow? Like, probably not. So that's where it's like they'll probably end up with a smaller field because you have a limit onto like who can fly to Dubai.
Okay.
Does T100 get the same penalties as World Triathlon for like late withdrawal?
No.
Yeah, that makes
interesting.
That makes sense why this happens.
What kind of late penalty do you get for World Triathlon for late withdrawal?
Like the country would get fined like spots in further races, but also there's some monetary fine, I think, as well.
Like for you personally as an athlete or for the federation?
I think it starts with the federation, but the federation can then fine the athlete.
Interesting.
So, but it prevents like most people from pulling off super late.
Which maybe that's what they need to do, because obviously this is like a problem for them. Like just as an organization,
Yeah.
Like there should be a cutoff to when you can pull off. But then I guess like you don't sometimes if you're like ill or whatever, like you don't know until.
Yeah, I don't know.
But those are like exceptions even for World Triathlon. Like you can have
interesting.
Like if you're sick or injured last minute or I think there might be even some travel.
Like if your flight gets, what was that with like Ellie's flight got canceled or something on his way to what 70 Worlds? I know. I remember this happening, but yeah, that could be a problem. All right. Well, we'll see who starts. That is on Saturday for the women, which is Friday evening here. And the other one this weekend that I just want to give a shout out to is Ironman Arizona, which is last edition. It doesn't, I mean, it's mostly a US based list, but Meredith Kessler is doing her final pro race.
Wow.
Yes. Going out at Arizona. So that's kind of fun for her. She's done like 100 of them or something. I would have to double check. It's a lot. It's many.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like falls?
Well, she writes these letters.
Falls?
Have you ever, she writes letters to her son for every race she does. And she like posts them. So you can see them on her like Instagram and stuff, or on her web. It used to be on back when people had blogs. And so she posts all of them, and it's very cool.
Oh, cool.
So anyway, just a shout out to Meredith. All right. Anything else this week, guys? Any other news?
Well, I want to give a shout out to Katrina Jennings, the Irish athlete who set a new world record over the 100-mile race. And did you know she was a triathlete when she was a kid? So that's my connection for the podcast.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so she raced at the Olympics in 2012 in the marathon, and she has I think it's a 50-kilometer European record, but she holds the national records for 50K and 100K in Ireland. But she set a new 100-mile world record at the
Tunnel Hill.
That's what it's called.
There was like there was like a 50-mile world record set, a 100K American record, and then a 100-mile world record all set at this race, which is kind of crazy.
What time did she do?
She did in 12 hours.
12:37:04.
And then she was back at work. She worked for like some kind of bank 2 days later.
She flew back from Chicago that night from the race and was back in at work the next morning.
My goodness.
My goodness.
And yeah, the Irish are tough.
With tired legs.
Yeah, she was a bit stiff. I presume she flew first.
Stiff.
My God.
I think
all right.
12:37:04. I'm gonna have to check that now.
Yeah, I was like looking at these earlier this week. They're on our Feisty Media Instagram. Anybody can go look at all the records because there was a ton of records set at this race. It's kind of like the ultra record setting.
Yeah, she did. 12:27:04 to break the record by 5 minutes.
Sweet.
Wow. NCAA National Championships was also happened. And U of A won second year in a row.
Which, like, kudos to them because ASU won for 7 years or whatever. And then finally U of A
took them down twice.
I will say it was very hard to find results, though, because I saw that the U of A girl won the individual. And then I was waiting. I was like, oh, well, who won the team? And I couldn't find it anywhere. I was like, what is going on?
It was insanely hard to find. And I think, like, we knew the race was happening, and like going to like USA Triathlon's website, going to any of the colleges' websites, and it would take you to these past results. Anyways, something that needs to be fixed. No national championship should be that hard to find.
No.
And Kelly Wetland won from the US as well, because shout out to.
Did you just say
US
from the US? Winning. Oh, I was like, isn't it the
well,
US?
I mean, I think I have my like more USA Triathlon brain on than my collegiate like NCAA brain. So
there are a lot of foreign athletes racing NCAA these days because of
yeah. It honestly helps bringing in more internationals for like competition wise, but
interesting.
Still have a little bit of American pride in the national champ.
That's a good call, though. That was a good note because I was looking for that over the weekend, and then I probably forgot about it when I couldn't find any results. So, there we go.
Yes, we need to work on that.
We need to work on that.
Area for improvement.
Yeah. All right. Yes. Quick ad break, and then we're going to come back and talk with Indy some more.
Hate indoor training? We have great news. We have partnered with Wahoo to offer you a special deal on the Wahoo Kicker Run, a treadmill that will convert even the most diehard treadmill haters. Wahoo, the same company that revolutionized indoor cycling training, has literally broken the treadmill mold with this machine. With its special run-free mode, you can just hop on it and run. It naturally adjusts the pace as you do, just like you would outdoors. Speed up, slow down, it moves with you as you do. It can also simulate the terrain by subtly tilting the angle from side to side, so again you feel like you're really running, not locked into an unnatural pace or place. Or you can lock it in or even program workouts, so it does put you through your training paces, including both inclines and declines. And it's stunningly quiet, even when you're humming along full tilt. Even if you love training outdoors, the Kicker Run is a game changer for year-round training. No more trying to navigate ice-covered roads, awful weather, or worrying about going out in the dark. We love it, and we think you will too, so check it out. Click the link in the show notes and use the code Feisty, all caps, one word, FEISTY, to get a free Headwind Smart Fan valued at $300 with the purchase of a Wahoo Kicker Run. That's code Feisty to get a free fan when you purchase a Wahoo Kicker Run. We will drop a link in the show notes to make it a snap. And right now, Wahoo is running a massive sale of 25% off the Wahoo Kicker Run. So click that link and get yours today.
Hey Feisties, Sarah Gross here. We are so excited to be back with you here on our new, shiny, Feisty Triathlon podcast. Thank you for listening. I am so glad you're here. I want to tell you about one of the Feisty team's favorite recovery products, Prevenex's Neurify Plus. I use the chocolate flavor myself every day to support my strength training. At Feisty, we only support brands that our team uses and products that deliver results we have seen for ourselves. Prevenex's Neurify Plus is one of the best tasting plant-based and vegan shakes I've tried, and trust me, I've tried a lot. It contains balanced protein, carbs, and fat with comprehensive, high-quality micronutrients to help fuel your health. It also contains probiotics and digestive enzymes, so it's super easy to digest and doesn't give you that bloaty, gassy kind of effect that other protein products can produce. Unlike most supplement brands, Prevenex tests everything with pharmaceutical-grade precision, and they also offer a 100% money-back guarantee. So try Neurify Plus or any Prevenex product today, and you get 15% off your first order with the code FEISTYTRY at Prevenex.com. That's FEISTYTRY for 15% off at Prevenex.com. The link will be, as always, in the show notes. Regular listeners of Feisty podcasts will not be surprised to learn that for decades, running shoes have been researched, tested, and designed for men. Brands have relied on the shrink it and pink it approach to sell male shoes to female customers. But women's feet differ from men's in numerous ways. We have increased toe splay, higher arches, a more narrow heel, a lower ankle bone, upward angled toenails, and a rounded instep that is smaller in circumference. And because of all those differences, that is why we need Hedas. Hedas has unlocked the science behind women's biomechanics through dedicated research and creates running shoes specifically designed for women. So that means a lower heel collar to reduce rubbing on women's ankle bones, plate design to provide heel stability and to decelerate foot impact, rounded instep creating a snug fit through the middle to match the curvature of a woman's foot. Every feature is designed to give you more power and less problems. Breathability that lets your feet breathe easily mile after mile, plus fast-drying tech that doesn't allow sweat to slow you down, adaptive stretch that molds to your foot like it was made just for you. I personally have been running in Hedas for over 2 years, and from the first time I tried them, I knew that there was something different. They really felt like they were made for me. The shoes are super light but provide good cushioning, and they really support my very high arches. I honestly didn't think I would notice the difference after running for so many years in male model shoes, but I really did. So, try Hedas for yourself today. Go to hedas.com and use the code STAYFEISTY for 20% off. That is Stay Feisty for 20% off at hedas.com. The link will, as always, be in the show notes.
All right, Indy, we're coming back to talk with you. You had a big year this year, I feel like, especially in France. You were just like winning all these races in France.
Yeah, love it. Love a bit of France. Yeah.
I was going to ask you, what was your favorite result of the year?
Definitely the Ironman in the sub, because firstly, I never thought that I would win an Ironman. And then secondly, it was really cool because I had like family and friends there, and it was a really nice place to be for a week. And like the whole vibes were great. It's like the biggest crowds I've ever had at a race outside of like a Worlds or whatever. But it was like, yeah, really just a really cool day. Yeah.
Where is Les Sables?
On the west coast of France.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Everybody's like looking at the map in their head.
The left-hand side of France.
Yeah. You kind of mentioned this earlier or in passing, but you used to race short course and now you kind of like moved more and more, like longer and longer and longer. And I feel like a couple years ago when I talked to you, you were like, I'm not going to do an Ironman. And now we're like all in on Ironman.
Correct.
How did this progression happen?
How did this happen?
I just kept going. And eventually I did an Ironman. How did it happen? What, that I got to an Ironman?
Well, like that you just decided to keep to get what was the appeal first from moving a short course to medium course? And then what drew you into the Ironman lore?
So moving from short course to medium course, as we're calling it.
Yeah, medium course. Middle dinner.
Middle distance.
Right.
I wasn't good enough for short course, and I was struggling to get starts for like races, and so I sort of just decided to take things into my own hands and do middle distance, where I could like pick and choose what races I wanted to do and had a little bit more control over like my season and things like that. And then I just really enjoyed the training for it, and it suited my strengths a bit better. And yeah, just had some good races, had some good results. So I stuck with that for a few years. And then I did an Ironman just as a bit of fun at the end of one season. As a bucket list thing, like tick it off. I've done an Ironman.
Bit of fun.
Yeah. And people go, "Oh, you do triathlon, have you done an Ironman?" And I'll be like, "No, I haven't, but I've done other stuff that's cool." And they're like, "Oh yeah, don't care, you haven't done an Ironman." And so I did an Ironman and I really, really enjoyed it. I was really rubbish because I hadn't like prepared properly for it. So I didn't do too well. But then the next year I like prepared for one properly, and that was Ironman Florida. And then, yeah, I thought, I think I prefer this to the shorter stuff. Actually, no, I didn't think that straight away. I thought it was horrendous.
I was just gonna ask, like, during the first couple Ironman that you did, like, what, like, to me, having never done, like, the longest I've ever done is Collins Cup. So, but I just think that's so much time in your head,
So
like,
much time.
not just the physical part. And I think, like, a good day, okay, like, yeah, that might be all right, but a bad day, like, terrible. And you said your first one was a bad day.
Yeah, it was a bad day, but I was kind of like resigned to the fact that it was probably going to be a bad day before I started. And so, because like I knew that I hadn't done like all the training that I needed to do to have a good day. And so I did go into it with the mentality that it was like a challenge, you know, like I'm just going to try and get to the finish rather than try and race it. And so I had snacks, I was ready for it. And it also turned out to be like torrential rain all day.
Oh.
It was awful. Like I was soaking, but also I was like, I'm doing an Ironman. This is wicked. Like the stories I'm going to have to like tell, you know? And so, yeah, I got to the end of it. I was in Israel actually, so like the town that it was in was also like a little bit like it wasn't the funnest place to spend a week. And I got to the end. Ruth Astor was doing it, and she's one of my really good friends, and she actually won it. And I remember after the race, we were sat in like the recovery bit, and there was like Ruth, and like a bunch of other people, and we were all like sat around talking about how this day was epic, and I'd like plonked myself on the floor, and then they were like, okay, we're all gonna go get changed, and then we'll like meet up for dinner and stuff. And I was like, yeah, see you. And then they all left, so I was just sat on my own. I was just like, oh, finished. And then I tried to stand up, and I could not stand up for like 15 minutes. Like literally, like I was like trying to like climb on chairs and stuff. Like I couldn't stand up. My legs were just like completely solid. And in the end, there were like these two random guys that literally had to like hoist me up. And then just waddled back to my hotel, soaking wet.
And that's how you caught the bug.
And it was at that moment that I thought, I'll do another one.
I think I called you across the line at Ironman 70.3 Weymouth, and you fell on the line. And there's a photograph of me actually.
Yeah, there is.
You off the ground.
Yeah, I love that picture.
It's a cool photo. Yeah.
So this is a thing. Yeah,
it's a thing.
Okay.
What does your brain have to switch from like half to full distance? Because like I feel like I can think like short to half.
I also feel like Katie asks every guest this question. She's like,
probably. And I need to be reminded, but I think it's different for everybody because like, what do you have to like? I mean, in triathlon, everyone's always like, "Oh, what's your favorite swim, bike, or run?" But I think as you get longer, maybe that. I don't know. I just feel like everything's so much more meaningful from like your nutrition to like your mental like focus.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more all encompassing.
Yeah,
it's a good question, Kelly.
It is a really good question, and it is a very relevant question.
I think
because like like short to middle. Yeah, Katie, you'd be so good at that.
No,
short to middle is like the same thing, right? But then middle to Ironman. For an Ironman, you're literally just like telling yourself not to overdo it all day. And then you get to like the last 10K and you're like, oh crap, I think I overdid it.
See, I really like, I'm glad we asked.
Yeah.
But we don't mean me.
All day you're like checking your watch, checking watts on the bike, and you're like, no, you're like, you're fine. Like, don't go over your target. Don't go over your target. And then you think, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to like cruise this in. I'm just going to stick to stick to what I've been told, and then you get to, whatever happens, you get to the last 10K and you're just like, okay, here we go. And it hurts. It hurts if you've gone over your targets. It hurts if you've stayed under your targets. It's just,
So
a long day.
Oh my gosh. What?
is this your new
Like watching-
passion? I was gonna say, is this our new favorite thing now? Ironman?
What, Ironman?
Yeah.
I think I really, really want to go to Kona and like nail it, because I got pretty close this year, and I hadn't planned to do Kona until like the end of June, and so I think if I have a proper like whole year plan leading into it and don't race a million times before it, then like I could do like a little bit better, and a little bit better will be like a good result. That's my favorite thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it feel so good going from like Kona to then Qatar? Like in the fact that you're like, this is half of what I like.
Oh,
you're
it feels so short, but also it feels so fast.
Oh,
interesting.
okay.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Hmm.
But I've got
The
a
only
bit of
thing.
time. It's the only thing.
How
But
far,
I've got a bit of time.
how far away, not in terms of miles or hours, but how many weeks to Qatar?
I think it's an 8-hour flight, but it's also
4 weeks. It's 4 weeks away, right?
Yeah, it's 4 weeks.
4
Yeah.
weeks.
4 weeks on Friday.
Okay.
Oh, plenty of time.
Tons of time. Yeah.
So how long are you spending out in Lanzarote then? Will you spend the next 3 weeks out there, or 2 weeks? Will you come back to
No, I do 2 weeks out there.
and then come home to the British weather and then go back out again?
And then come home and then go out to Bahrain and then Qatar. So yeah, limited time in the cold. I got sensitive lungs.
All right, so you really want to do well at Kona, and we were talking in Kona, because I was like kind of making a little bit fun of you, that the lore of Kona lures you in, and you're like the myth of Kona. So what is it about Kona that really like sold you?
I think the challenge of it is like the biggest thing. There's so many things to think about, like nutrition, pacing, being like heat prepped and stuff. There's like so many parts of it to get right, and I think that's kind of fun to try and like get the jigsaw together and then actually turn up fit and healthy. And also like it's just it has a different feeling to every other race. The whole like build up in the town and the fact that people love it so much and there's so much hype around it. Like, yeah, I just really enjoy it.
Because you went as like a spectator first, right? And then
I went with Ruth as just a friend and supporter, and then I thought I'd never do it. And then I went and I thought, I really want to do this. Yeah. And then I did it, and halfway through I thought, why do people do this more than once?
More than once.
Yeah. And like once I can understand, but halfway through I thought, nah, this is ridiculous. And then now I've gone home and I'm like, no, I think I can do better. Let's go back. Yeah.
It's very relatable. I think all of our listeners are like, yep,
Yes.
been there.
It's like the process of Kona.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's like the grieving process. It's like the same. Like Kona has the same stages.
Yeah.
Obviously you've been doing triathlon for a pretty long time. I was about to put a number on it, and then I was like, I don't want to like get that wrong, but many years. How do you keep staying like motivated, interested? Is it just like coming up with these like new things that are like new goals, new challenges?
Yeah, I guess so. Also, I just really love riding my bike and running, and it's a cool way to spend my days, and I'm going to try and do that for as long as I can. And then I'll also swim because then that means that I can do okay in races.
I was gonna say there was one missing there.
Yeah.
Glaringly obvious one. Just kidding. Do you like training as much as you like racing or more, or?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I really love training. I love the process of like building fitness and like knowing that you're getting fitter, and then the excitement that you have from that going into races and knowing that you've like prepared really well. I just enjoy the whole process.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah. So
For a
do you
few years
train
I didn't,
people?
and then now I do.
So one of the things that we didn't actually ask Indy, which we normally ask the guests at the top of the show,
Oh yeah.
is what's been the most exciting race for you all season, or the race that you thought was the best all season? So at the start of the podcast, it was like Texas, then it was Hamburg, then it was Kona.
Oh yeah.
Now, what's your pick for?
What's your pick of the best race of the year?
I don't know. Kona was a great race, like from a fan's point of view, like disregarding the fact that I was in it. That must have been like a really great race to watch, like as it was happening and unfolding, because so much happened.
Yes.
It was hectic, right? So I think from a entertainment point of view, Kona's got to be the best race.
True.
Yeah.
You will appreciate, because you were out on course still, that Joanne was at the finish line as like everything's going down, being like, "What's happening?" And we're all watching the screen. So.
As I was shouting, "Go Taylor! Come on, Taylor!" It was 800 meters, or like a kilometer up the road away from us, because she was at the top of Palani. Or she had the long way to come down, but craziness.
Well, actually, now thinking about it, so like before we were talking about how like we felt like we were just waiting for like the world, like for the season to start. But these three, like the championships of both,
they've all been
like
crazy,
World Triathlon, 70.3, and Ironman.
Yeah,
they were all pretty insane and
okay, they were all insane, and I think the pick's probably Kona. But I was going to say, out of them, which do you think was the craziest? Katie's thinking about it.
Well, because the same thing happened in Kona as in World.
Yeah, the World Triathlon final, that was mad as well.
It was mad, yeah. It actually might have technically been like a little bit crazier, but it's like a little, like it's all condensed. It's like shorter.
Yes, it's less dramatic, but it happens so much quicker.
But it also affected more because of the like finals.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like if you think about it, over 140.6 miles of racing and 8.5 hours plus change of racing, first and second came down to 35 seconds.
Yeah.
Women's race.
Yeah.
And the men's race in Marbella was 3 seconds apart.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah. Like, well, like when you were saying the last little bit of like the run, when you're like, oh no, did I overdo it? Yeah. Watching Solveig finish, I was like, this 200 meters is insanely long.
Yeah. And actually, funny enough, one of the things that Lucy and Taylor both said after Marbella was, we promised Dan we'd cross the finish line.
Sure.
We would get across. I think Taylor said something like she came down the finish line, but she didn't take any chances. You know, she wasn't taking any chances about not actually crossing the finish line. Again, maybe I was dreaming this, but I think it's all up there. But I do, in some part of my brain, it's in there. Yeah, like, you know what, for people in Ireland and the UK, they went to bed and Taylor was winning Kona. And then they woke up a few hours later and they're like, Solveig won? What?
What?
Yeah, like craziness. Yeah,
it's true.
It is true.
It is true.
So Kona for you, Indy, that's your pick of the results of the year.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like you said, it came down to 35 seconds, and yeah, it was just dramatic, and it shows how tough it is to get right. So, yeah,
sure.
And then even if you look at like, where did Solveig finish? She was 6th overall in Marbella, wasn't she? And then Casper was 3rd. So like the two world champions for this year did exceptionally well at 70.3, whereas I know Casper had a longer gap in terms of racing. But for Solveig to turn around and finish in second position, like that's crazy as well.
Yeah, it's really impressive. Really impressive.
4:24. So she was 7 minutes off. No, she was more. 4:14. She was 10 minutes behind.
Yeah, there was like in the women's results at Marbella, it was like the top 3 or 4, and then there was kind of a bigger gap, and then you got everybody very clustered from like 8th to 16th or something like that. It was very clustered. All right, Indy, to wrap up, besides Kona then next year, since obviously we've established you have that like circled, what else are your plans?
Not to race as often, and I'll need to do an Ironman early season to qualify for Kona, and then to be honest, I haven't like planned it all that much yet, but
will you do the
do
you think will you do the Pro Series next year?
I don't know if trying to do the Pro Series would be a bit much like for me, because I know it takes so long to recover off an Ironman, so if I want to really concentrate on Kona, that it might not be the best thing to do the whole series, but I will do more Pro Series races than I've done this year.
Because you need what, 3 Ironmans and 2 70.3s, or two Ironmans?
2 Ironman, no, 3 Ironmans, 2 70.3s. Yeah. So I'll do the 2 Ironmans and then see. And then
see where you land. If you're within striking distance of the 200K, then it starts to be like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'd rather have a really good day in Kona than like focus on the series. Because like that's what motivates me more. So
makes sense.
Is it hard to get that balance right though, Indy, between the opportunity that the Pro Series might give you to race more and earn more money, because there's points at the end and more money at the end, a bonus pot at the end, versus having a great day at one single race?
Yeah, it is. I guess like you've just got to like weigh up what your priorities are and like what you want to get out of the year. But obviously like the bonuses for finishing well in the Pro Series, like the prize money and stuff, is obviously like really great. But then it's also quite good in Kona. So like you could do both. But like for me, I think I figured out this year that it takes me so long to recover off an Ironman. So if I was going to try and do 3 in 1 year, then I might get to Kona and just be a little bit cooked. And next year, I just want to prioritize it a bit more than I did this year. Yeah. And not overdo it. Don't get greedy, basically.
Okay, that's good.
Have your goals set already, and it's only November.
Right.
What Kona does,
All right. What last question? After you have 4 weeks left, you're like, we're already planning our holidays on the off season. What are you going to do this off season? What is your?
I am just gonna not travel and just hang out with my dog at home. Yeah.
Perfect.
Staycation.
A staycation. Drink some Bloody Marys because it is the season.
Is that when people drink Bloody Marys?
I've never heard Bloody
well,
Marys.
I feel like
excitement.
Hot whiskey.
And yeah, just chill out basically. I really like being at home, so I'm looking forward to just being at home with my dog.
Nice.
Perfect. Do you guys have any other questions for Indy? I feel like I don't want to cut you off if you're raising your hand, you know? I mean,
I got them all out.
We're good.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Indy, for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for listening. You can leave a review, rate us if you like us. If you don't like us, don't leave a review. And share with your friends on Spotify, Google, not Google Podcasts, I always say that, YouTube Music, and Apple Podcasts. And we'll be back next week.